welcome back to Cards and Comics. Today we're continuing our journey into the 90s Finest with a box of 94 Finest Series 1. Now, this series and this set is really not remembered for being very popular, and it's still not very popular if you look at the prices online. Even though the Refractors are do bring a little bit of money now, as people realize they're still hard. The Refractors are 1 in 9 packs, and this set was just not popular because, in my opinion, in 94, unlike 93, you had the beginning of a lot of inserts and more premiumization. You had the 94 Flare set, which was much more attractive, in my opinion, than the 94 Finest set. But even the 94 Fleer base set had, really cool inserts like Team Leaders, the Lumber Company. They had the Rookie Sensation. So, I think as a whole, you had a lot of people, buying, a much cheaper product in 94 Fleer and getting, in my opinion, better looking cards and much cheaper. But even you had products like, Leaf Limited, which were really cool looking cards. And you had their version of, let's say, the Gold All-Stars, kind of a parallel insert card that looked like a cross between, a parallel and then, let's say, a Donruss Elite card. They came out in 94. You had, a lot of 94 Upper Deck, inserts that were really cool. So, 94 was really the beginning, of kind of the explosion. You had 94 Bowman's Best. So you even had another set of cards, that were, having refractors that some people believe was even more attractive than the original Finest set. So again, I think 94 was a tough year for as far as, collectors expecting more in 94. So that's why I think the 94 Finest set was such a disappointment, because 93 was such an attractive set that in 94, with this green, kind of muted purple and orange kind of egg shape design you see on this card. I mean, it's just not what people were hoping for, and so we'll get into it and go through and hopefully hit a couple of cool refractors. But that's all there is in this product. There is no inserts. It's just refractors. So 1 in 9 packs. So hopefully we get something cool. And yeah, we'll see what we get. But it's 94 Finest. Okay. So 94 started get a box topper. So yay, it's not McGuire, even though that would have been cool. But it's Tony Gwynn. So yeah, got a Tony Gwynn. Let's stick him over here. That's our box topper. And we'll get the packs out. Hopefully they're not all sticky, because I don't think in 94 they had started to do the protectors yet. We'll look at them, but and so with all chrome type products in this time period, sticking could be a problem. So we'll see what pack 1 looks like. Again, I have not opened these since 1994, so I have no clue what to expect. Now, the one thing that I did not know, or didn't remember about this set was, wow, these packs are just disintegrating. Yeah, so they are sticky, but it's like a loose stickiness, so I don't think they're going to damage the cards too much, but it's going to take more time to get them apart. But that there was 2 different designs, and I remember that, and I'll show you the 2 different designs of the cards. Yeah, so there is some stickiness here. And this, right off the bat, you can see, maybe not in the Kevin Robertson, but definitely in the Pat Listash, is a little bit of that greening you get in some of these cards. So you can see that card has a little bit of a green tint to it. But so the first 20 cards and the last 20 cards in the set had the oval design, which you saw, on that Tony Gwynn topper. And the rest of the cards had sort of this square home plate design. So you can see the Mike Moore does not have that green tint. And the Pat Listash kind of does. So, you know, now that could have just been, you know, Topps using bad photos. But I think, you know, because you look at this Brian Williams, again, you see that little bit of a green tinge. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if you know, how many cards are affected. But then you can see how this card has that oval design. And so this was, you know, like 93, you had the All-Stars, which had a different design, that green design, which everyone loves that design. This design, not so much. So it's just not as attractive. It's kind of a green egg with a, I don't know, like a, what do you call that? Like a bullseye type thing in the back. So yeah, it's just not as good as 93. So yeah, Kurt Schilling, Joe Girardi, and Kevin Robertson. And this is another problem too, is like, look at this Girardi. Even if you say the green tinting, look how out of focus that photo really looks like. I mean, you know, you take the kind of ugly out of focus shape photos, and Kurt Schilling looks a little out of focus, you know, I mean, so it wasn't, you know, but, you know, if you're only going to have, you know, refractors, the cards at least should be attractive. And I think in 93, you know, 94, they're not attractive. So we'll go through it, and hopefully we hit a cool refractor, because I will still like, you know, a cool refractor. So there's a Jay Buhner. Again, these are a little sticky. They're not hard stuck, but, you know, they're just going to take a little bit of time to pull apart. Shane Mack. So I only have to do it one at a time, which is going to take your time. This Scott Kamenicki. Again, 1 in 9 refractors, so we should get maybe 3 a box. Mike Bordick. Or Hershiser's on the back. And so, again, the kind of oval cards are, I guess, going to be the stars or the good players, which Rich Amaral, I'm not sure he would have been considered that, and definitely would have thought Hershiser would have been. So, I don't know how they designated who got what design, but I know it's the first 20 and last 20, so maybe it's just luck of the numbering. Wasn't how good you were, whereas in 93 it was, you know, All-Stars got the, you know, the non-silver green finish. All right, so there's Ozzie Smith, and see, that would have been a cool refractor to hit. Would have been like an Ozzie Smith. See, that would have been cool for me. Eckersley, Smith, Darren Fletcher. So that's right there. Those are some good players, at least. Bob Welch, Steve Finley, David Cohn, and Wally Joyner. So in Series 1, let's see if there's actually a Griffey or Thomas in Series 1. So Griffey is card number... Sorry, I'm just looking him up right here real quick. So Frank Thomas is 203, so he's definitely in this set. And Griffey's in Series 2, so we can only get a Thomas, Maddux, Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens. So yeah, so Frank Thomas, Tony Gwynn, Kirby Puckett. So yeah. It's a little disappointing we can't get the Griffey, so, but, you know, hopefully we can hit maybe, you know, something cool, another good Hall of Famer, you know, that would be nice. So, but yeah, so Griffey's in Series 2, Thomas is in Series 1. So again, this is that same, you know, if you saw my other couple of, there's a Maddux right there, base card. You know, other videos, Topps was very good at this time period of separating Griffey and Thomas into different series to try to kind of force you into buying, you know, both series to get, you know, both players. So the Maddux is, again, he's in the, I guess, cooler design, which is the egg design. Charlie Hayes, Bob Hamlin, and Danny Darwin. So we haven't hit a refractor yet. Some good players, but nothing special yet. All right. Let's see who we get here. All right, Bernard Gilkey on the back. Wes Chamberlain. Jim Deshays. David Segui. Mark Langston. And then even peeling these off, they're not really damaging the card. So it's a good thing about these cards is Ryan Sandberg and John Valentine. So, you know, again, some good names, you know. But obviously, this is pretty much a refractor or bust product. This whole set you can get online for in that 20 to like $40 for a set type, you know, price point. So it's not the basic. Whoa, there's our refractor. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't know they're right in the middle. So there's our first one, Darren Lewis. Yeah, it's got a little bit of like an oil-like substance on it. That will come off with, you know, a cloth, you know, just wipe down the surface. So no scratches. Actually well centered. So yeah, Darren Lewis, first refractor of the day. Nice shiny one. So we'll put him down here so you can see Mr. Lewis and see kind of the back over here a little bit. So he's not so shiny. Yeah, there you go. Robin Ventura. So we think we're going to get 3 Tino Martinez. So that's our first one. Jeff Branson, Paul O'Neill, Dave Fleming, and last card is Lance Johnson. So we'll free Mr. Johnson up. All right, there we go. So we're off and running, first refractor in the books. So hopefully we can get 3. That would be kind of like a little bit above average, but you know, that would be not too crazy, so that's what we'll shoot for. 3 refractors, Charlie Huff, right on the back, with Mr. Jose Guzman. There you go, Charlie Huff. Looked like he was always 50 years old. There we go, Brad Osmus. Roberto Kelly. Dave Winfield. Ron Gann, Don Slott. Okay. So that pack was, it's okay. All Dave Winfield action, but. So as we go through these years, you know, I definitely want to get this to Series 2 of some of these sets. And definitely want to get 96. So, you know, 96 Finest is definitely on my radar. I want to open a box. And I actually like to do both series at once. So, all right. Juan Gonzalez, Mike Kinnaman. So yeah, so we can get, you know, do both series, you know, show the full set, so to speak, you know, all the players. You know, that'd be kind of cool. Tom Hinkie, Dave Hollins, and so that's going to be our next, you know, target video. But then I want to go back and do the series we didn't do in all the years. So Bruce Ruff and Dave Hollins. Now, while I do a 93 box, Eric Davis. Now, I mean, you can just look at that Eric Davis. I mean, I don't know if you can really see, but look how out of focus his name is. It's like it was misaligned or something when they went to make that card. It just doesn't look good. Like something was off when they made these cards. This Ed Sprague's got a similar issue. It's like, you know, like they had some misalignment in the plates or something when they printed these cards. You know, you know, just not, just, you know, just disappointing. I just say, like, you know, living through this, I remember when this set came out, you know, I was working a job in Oklahoma City, in 94. You know, it was, you know, I was just starting college. I was living on my own, didn't have much money. And so I went and got a box of this because, you know, I was so excited, you know, for the, you know, follow up to the 93 set, which, you know, dealers knew the 93 set was special. David McCarty. And I remember them really hoarding that product in my area, in Oklahoma, where I grew up. You know, we had the Tulsa baseball card store. So that guy, you know, the owner, he knew what was up, Wade Boggs. And, you know, he opened a lot of it himself. He had a lot of refractors. I remember Alan Trammell, him having the Nolan Ryan, you know, in his shop. And that was just like, you know, like it was like, you know, seeing, you know, like an alien, you know, seeing a 93. It looks like there's a refractor in this pack. Yeah, saw something shiny, maybe. Okay, we'll see. But yeah, like, nope, just a Dennis Eckersley. Kind of fooled me there. But you know, like, you know, so I remember we were able to maybe like buy a few packs. And we didn't know that based on the 93 boxes, evidently you could kind of see where the refractor pack was. So, like, obviously, you know, whatever boxes we were buying or packs, we didn't buy any boxes, but packs we were buying, we're not going to have the refractor in it because obviously, you know, the dealers knew enough to pull those packs and open them themselves to get all the refractors. And so, you know, you were just getting the base cards, but one Pirate, Denny Eagle. But, you know, just having the base cards, I remember just, like, collecting the base cards was just, like, so amazing. You know, I remember the first time I saw a 93 Finest card, just a base card, you know, people were wanting to pay $10, $15 for just, you know, base commons when they first came out just because they were so unique looking. And I think, you know, there was definitely a baseball card lust for those cards, and the refractors especially. The refractors, you know, were, again, you know, like aliens out of this world, seeing those cards. And that's what made this set such a disappointment. And the thing that was funny about it, it was so universal. Like, you know, people talk about, oh, it's a pocket, cool. People talk about, like, you know, like taste is subjective, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, that kind of thing. I didn't meet a single person, you know, in my hobby life that said this set was, you know, a good set, or was excited about it, or collected it, you know, heavily. I mean, it was, as soon as it hit, and as soon as I opened it, I mean, I went to that hobby shop in Oklahoma City with a little bit of money and bought my one box, and I was just kind of horrified about the quality of the cards and just how ugly it kind of looked. And yeah, just you know, and you know, because I had opened up some, you know, I think Fleer was already, or sorry, not Fleer, but yeah, Fleer was already out, and you know, Rookie Sensations are out, and those were really cool cards. And I just remember thinking, like, they were going to do something special in year 2 of Finest. It was going to, you know, just be something just amazing. And this came out, and there's our first double. Well, it's Greg Maddux, so that's cool. Take a Maddux double. You know, it just, yeah, it just kind of fell flat. And I think Topps, you know, learned from it. And you know, now 95, they didn't do anything special either. And I think this is sort of why Finest kind of lost its luster until 96, when they really made the changes and added the gold cards and really made that set really cool again. But yeah, for the first couple of years, they thought, you know, just refractors by themselves was all it took. You know, that's what the collectors were after. You know, it was all about the refractor, and I think after 95, when they realized, you know, that it just couldn't be, you know, a couple of parallels and that's it, you know. Even though I think the 95 design is so much better, and I think the 95 refractors are actually undervalued. And I know I pulled a Jeter, and I say, like, you know, yeah, self-serving, but you know, I want the Griffey. I want all the cool 95 refractors. I would love to have a 95 refractor set. I think that whole set's just really amazing. You saw how off-center those cards are, so finding center copies of some of those cards is really tough. Not much in that pack. So yeah, I mean, but it wasn't enough to get, you know, I think the hobbies, the hobby collectors really, to pay attention to it, because it was just compared to what was coming out with fine, you saw with Leaf Limited and even Bowman's Best products, and Topps, later on in '96 released, I believe, the first Topps Chrome set, which had more refractors. So the refractors were kind of being, Bowman's Best came out in '94 with refractors. There's a Randy Johnson. Ron Gant, I think we've seen it a few times. It just, they weren't as special anymore, and so they recognized that in '96. So, but I think '94 and '95 were the lost years for Finest, and if they had really been innovative in '94 and '95, I think they could have really kept the set as being sort of the best set. I mean, in '93 it was unquestionably the set, that everyone wanted. '93 Finest, and to this day the box prices are insane, and so like there's no debate in '93 that was the set everyone wanted. And then in '94 it was quickly just a set that didn't have much going other than one insert set that didn't carry enough weight. Oh, there's another refractor, so I'm going to put that back here. So but yeah, I mean, that's kind of unfortunate, because if they would have put that much innovation into the set early on and kept it going, I think they wouldn't have had to be so radical in '96, which I love the '96 set. I think that's, when I really got back into it. All right, there we go. Can get Hanwon and Batista away from each other. Joey Cora, Scott Erickson. So yeah, I mean, Greg Jeffries. And our refractor is Mike Benjamin. Oof. Yeah. It's kind of with Armando Reynoso top. So yeah, hopefully we get the third, because yeah, those are not the refractors we're looking for sure. Yeah, so but I mean, you can say that Topps learned from their mistake. They really put a lot of effort into the '96 set, and by '96, everything had really gotten more intense. So yeah, I mean, they had to. I mean, nobody was gonna be happy with another refractor only insert type set in '96. It just if you think about it, that's sort of what '96 Topps Chrome was. And I think they may have had a few inserts, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But it they had done kind of the same thing over and over, to the point where they had to really change up to get people to, because you gotta remember, this was expensive. This was some of the most expensive packs you could buy. And I mean, they got severely discounted. I remember I bought this box when it first came out, probably at full SRP. So this is probably like $70 a box, which back in '94 was expensive. But I remember seeing this box for $50, and you couldn't give anybody who wanted it $50. And I still think, based on like, look at this box here, is that, unless you hit a good Hall of Fame, refractor, you're not going to make $50 on this box even today. It's just not, there's nothing in here. Even the base cards, nobody really wants the base cards. This base set, again, doesn't get you $50 if you make the whole base set. So yeah, it's just nothing in here is really worth, outside of the few Hall of Famers that you could pull, that could get you $50 now. And you got to remember that these refractors alone, were the cheapest '90s refractors you could get for a long time. And people have kind of understood that, this product wasn't opened to the level of '93. There's another Ventura. So yeah, I don't think there's as many of these refractors floating around. I mean, I don't have hard data to show that, but just from how much unopened product is probably still floating around and in the world, and then the pop reports, some of these refractors are definitely not as widely available as, you know, other years. So yeah, I mean, but it doesn't fix the fact that they're ugly, and they're never gonna, you know, be the most attractive refractors, you know, on the market. So that's always going to be a big negative for the set. So another Eckersley. So getting a lot of doubles here. Jaha, Mike Morgan. So again, a 220 card set. If you think about it, you know, 7 cards, 24 packs. So, you know, you're getting 168 cards. So you're getting, you know, 2/3 of the set. So seeing a lot of doubles is kind of disappointing. If I was back in the day, I would always try to put a set together. So this would kind of be disappointing, even though some of the doubles have been Hall of Famers like Maddux and Eckersley. So that's not too bad. Trying to separate this Denny Neagle, which we've already had a Neagle. There we go. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's just OCD that makes me want to separate them. So coming down to the last 5 or 6 packs, you know, hopefully we can get another refractor. There's a kind of a pirate bust, Randy Tomlin. Not, yeah, you know, I will give it to them that the cards were well made. You know, they're centered for the most part. And, you know, in 95, the refractors for the most part were horribly centered, especially in the update products. You know, from what I've opened and what I've seen, you know, just on the market. Jeremy Burnett's, there's the Tomlin, Paul O'Neill again, Mike Pena, Tony Phillips, Jose Lind, that's a Royal. So yeah, I mean, have not really, you know, we haven't hit even the base Thomas yet, which is, again, disappointing. And I'd at least like to get the base Frank Thomas, so that would be a really nice card just to have. And Terry Pendleton, Mondesi, Alex Fernandez. So these are some different players. You know, I can definitely see that some of these cards have got the green issue. And Cavillion, McCarty, and Mike Gallego. So, yeah, hopefully we hit either the Frank or the refractor number 3. If not, this will be a fairly horrible box. I'll just, you know, put it out there that I would classify this as being subpar even for this product. Todd Van Poppel, Mark Lewis, Dave Magadan. Because, you know, in Series 1 and Series 2, the least you want to do is hit the Griffin and Thomas, right? I mean, that's your floor on what those products you want. All right. We'll see what we got here. Kevin Napier. All right, let's see if any of these are refractors. Nope. All right, David McCarty again with crazy top doubles. Mike Gallego, Kevin Napier, Pedro Martinez, Andres Galarraga. I think that's the first Galarraga we've hit. So hopefully there's a couple of different cards in here somewhere. Yeah, there we go, and John Franco. All right, 2 packs left, 2 shots. Not feeling the greatest about about it so far. We'll see. We'll see. Right off the bat, Carlos Garcia. So at least a fairly decent Pirate player from back in the day. Had a couple of pretty nice years. Dave Winfield again. So that's, you know, disappointing to see him again. I mean, just have another player we haven't hit yet. So again, double Mania, Cedeno, Darrell Hamilton. Here's a cool card. Hall of Famer we haven't hit yet. Edgar Martinez, I think. And Petey Cavilla. Last pack, guys. Hopefully we get something. Otherwise, it was just kind of fun to open and going back to the 94 and kind of experiencing what collectors experience in 94, which is utter horror and disappointment at this product. Oh, we did hit the refractor. I don't think it's anybody good, so I'll just show it to you. I kind of saw it for a second. So there's a Beret, there's a Jeff King, and Jim Abbott. Now, I guess that's not terrible. I think he has a few collectors, and that's, yeah, it's kind of a cool looking card of him. So I think that's like a good minor star. Right behind him is a Ryan Thompson, Manuel Lee, Joe Groh, and Scott Fletcher. All right, so we hit the third refractor, so that's great. I'm happy with that. And it's a much better player than Mike Benjamin and Darren Lewis. So I think, Jim Abbott with the Yankees, that's a cool card. So I'm happy with that. Hey, it's better than getting completely skunked on those last couple packs. So, a recap is pretty quick. 3 refractors, no Frank Thomas, a couple of nice Hall of Famers, but nothing major. So glad you guys could take part in this. I'm sorry it took me a little bit longer to separate the cards. I hope you had a good day. This is getting our journey in the 90s 90s finest products a little closer to complete. Maybe I'll do a 93, but definitely planning for the 96. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.